Okay, we're going to play flip the page. So I'm going to flip the pages and I'm going to find a random page and I'm going to read from it. So let's see what we got. Okay, page 122. This is the chapter called Build Your Email List Like Your Life Depends on It. And this is section 7, High Return on Investment, ROI. Okay, years ago when I was starting out as a copywriter, I came across a stat that mesmerized me. For every dollar businesses spend on email marketing, they get an average of $43.62 back. This stat is based on research done by the Direct Marketing Association in 2009. As such, email outperforms all the other direct marketing channels examined, such as print catalogs. Obviously, this research is over a decade old, from a time when social media was still in its infancy, and it could be considered biased due to the source. But I remember reading it and thinking, sign me up. Harvard Business Review echoed this in their August 2012 article called Why Email Marketing is King. In it, they pointed out that email messages are dirt cheap to send, and unlike with TV and print ads, you can easily measure and track the results of your emails, making the ROI even more tangible. With email, you know within 24 hours exactly which messages have been opened, by whom, what links the openers clicked on, and what part of your message is working. A more recent article from eMarketer from June 2016 states, in general, email continues to be the most cost-effective choice when measured up against other digital marketing tactics. Email has a median ROI of 122% according to U.S. marketers polled June 2016 by the Data and Marketing Association and Demand Metric. Email's ROI was well above those for digital marketing approaches like social media and paid search. I've seen some marketing organizations cite ROIs as high as 2,600% and 3,800% for email marketing. So who's right? Who's exaggerating? What is the real ROI on email marketing? It totally depends on you, your unique business, and how you use email as a form of communication. Today, email still offers a high ROI, but only if you use it to MEI people consistently. Remember, MEI is motivate, educate, inspire. As an anti-marketer, I have years of personal experience confirming this. I've worked with clients who are committed to building and emailing their lists. Geez, I kind of suck at reading aloud. I don't think I should do my own audiobook. I gotta practice. The ones who prioritize their email lists above all else are also the ones who sell more online, generating millions of dollars in net profits. Those who don't take their email list seriously often struggle to sell online despite being super active on social media. There must be a correlation here, like the man refusing help from the fireman, Navy SEAL, and the police officer, which I referenced in the earlier part of this chapter. They tweet too much and ignore their email list to their own demise. That's funny. Okay. Having read and observed hundreds of email newsletters over the years, I've noticed key patterns and themes among those that inspire me to buy and those that don't. It always comes back to the MEI principle and whether the sender is motivating, educating, and inspiring people on their list. I've written emails for myself and clients, and I've seen the favorable results of creating simple, easy-to-read emails that MEI. If marketers and anti-marketers can both agree that email offers a high ROI, which will vary depending on you and your business, then it fucking works. That's cool. All right. This whole chapter is on emailing your list, building your email list. And I make a really strong and compelling case for why you should build your email list. You don't own your social media pages, all that stuff. But a big reason is because it has a high ROI. So the thing with this, and I'll just talk about this now instead of just reading from my own text. Email list. Okay, so everybody I know has an email list, and a large majority of them don't do anything with it. So I know someone who has like 15,000 people on their list, and every time they send an email, nobody buys anything. I know somebody who has 100 people on their list, and when she sends an email, people sometimes buy. And I know somebody who has a ginormous list. I don't know the numbers, but every time they send emails, people buy like crazy. And then I know I have another client who probably has probably like the first one, 16,000. When they email their list, they don't sell directly to their list, but they offer a lot of free trainings to get people signed up to like a free training, and then they have a salesperson talk to those people, and that client makes millions of dollars. So I guess the point is that every single business is different. So the way you want to apply this to your business, are you selling a product or a service? So if it's a service, the email list is going to be a little bit different because you're probably going to have to talk to people before you sell them something, because a service provider is very different from a product provider. Products should absolutely have email lists. You need to, if you're selling products that people can buy over and over again, you need an email list. You need to be consistently sending those emails. And it's not just about selling the product. It's about motivating, educating, and inspiring people. And this is the part that everybody misses. They just will send an email that says, save 10% off. We're having a sale. Buy now. And that's literally all that's in the email. And like they're missing an opportunity to educate people, to motivate people. Like they don't, they could share a personal story. They could show a glimpse into their life. They could show a picture, their family, their hobbies, whatever. And you could start with the story. They don't do anything like that. They try to go straight to the sale. And these are the ones that crash and burn. These are the businesses that go out of business, and I've seen it happen. And the ones that know how to motivate, educate, and inspire. So what does that actually mean? So if let's just say you're a product seller. You sell products. Now, from reading my book, it's about way more than just the product. It's about you as a personal brand. That's the big part of it. So it almost doesn't matter what you're selling, but let's assume you're selling a high quality product. And, the way that you motivate, educate, and inspire people is you're going to tell stories about your life, your everyday life. I know that you think people don't want to hear it, but they do. They're intrigued by that stuff. You want to share details about, what you and your spouse did last night for your anniversary, or whatever it is. You want to write about the emotions and use details and just make it very personal and human, because that's the stuff that people are drawn to. And those are connection points, right? You could tell this story about something and somebody could be like, oh my God, you went to this restaurant? That's where I grew up. Or I love that restaurant, or I've always wanted to go there. It's a connection point in their mind, and they'll start to be like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I like this. I like this person. And you're creating all these connection points where people feel like they know you. I'm on someone's email list, and I have been reading and writing their emails for years and years, and I feel like I know their family. And it's you get to know the person. So that's what you're going for in your emails. So motivate, educate, inspire. When you're doing something that's important to you and you enjoy it, that's inspiring to other people, especially if you're really good at it, especially if it's a skill or a hobby or something and you're super good at it. So sharing those details is inspiring. The motivating part could come from you sharing a story of how one of your customers used your product and how it changed their life or how it improved their situation or whatever it is. And so there's different ways that you can motivate, educate, and inspire. Now, a lot of people jump straight to the education and they just try to educate. And that by itself also doesn't work, because you need all three dimensions: motivate, educate, inspire. It's like the mind, the body, the soul. So it's very holistic. If you do one and not the other two, feels very like, I don't know, one-dimensional, two-dimensional. It just feels like it's missing something. It falls flat. If you do all three in your emails, it feels very like whole. It feels satisfying, and you're going for that satisfying feeling. When somebody like signs up to your email list, they sign up, they subscribe, and they receive an email from you, and you've done this process, you've taken the time to MEI people, the person reading it is going to feel so satisfied after they read your email. They're going to be like, damn, that was really good. 90% of the emails that they read, they don't feel satisfied. They're like, this is junk. I'll read this later. Unsubscribe. So you're like creating that feeling of satisfaction, and you're giving the reader like a good experience. Like you're teaching them something, you're motivating them, you're showing them something, you're sharing your life, and you happen to be selling this product. So it's a little bit different for service providers, because you're going to want to like get on the phone with people. Like a lot of my clients, because I write for people and I edit for people, a lot of them aren't even actually on my email list. They don't even like read any of my content. So it's, I put that content out there for the people that want to read it, they want to study it, they just like looking at it, whatever. A lot of my clients aren't even looking at the content. So they're paying me top dollar for the actual service, and I'm talking to them, every week or however often. And so it's a little bit different for service providers. You can still use an email list to build your service-based business. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's the same principle: motivate, educate, inspire. You're going to do a lot of listening too if you're a service provider. So your content is where you're pushing something out there, you're motivating, educating, inspiring, and then people are coming to you based off of that content. They may find you through other means other than your content. There's all kinds of ways that people can come to you. So yes, that's the flip the pages that came up. So page 122, the Anti-Marketing Manifesto, How to Sell Without Being a Sellout. This is my first book. I have another book that I'm currently working on, and it's coming along nicely. I don't have a title for it yet. The working title is like A Failure to Launch, like how to free yourself. I don't know, how to free yourself from your own entrepreneurial existential crisis. It's a rough draft, but it's about entrepreneurs that are in crisis, and it's self-created crises. Like they did things over years and years of bad habits, bad self-talk, bad like negative things that just brought them down. They brought themselves down. So I'm writing a book about that. It's gonna be cool. It's way better than this book, but this one's pretty good. So that was a little excerpt from the email chapter. And if you have any questions on this stuff, like feel free to put it in the comments or email me or DM me on Instagram. You can find all that information. And so this is a good book. If you can read this and apply it and just go with it, I mean, that's fantastic. If you feel like you need help implementing this or tailoring it to you, just reach out to me, Michelle at antimarketingmanifesto.com, or find me on Instagram at antimarketingmanifesto. DM me. I will get that and I will respond. So with that said, happy 2022, by the way. I already love this year. It's already going so great. I'm already going so great. The year doesn't go great, you go great. So happy 2022. Lots of goals in the works, lots of fun stuff. I think this is the year that everybody can win. Everybody can win. Not just certain people, everybody can win. But you have to step up. You have to implement. You got to do it. You got to share your life, yourself. You got to motivate, educate, inspire, because That works. All right. Talk soon.